So I'm taking a wild guess this morning that Hilversum Gemeente is going to be putting out, probably going to be sending someone to the field to authorize whether or not we can use it or not. We're less than 24 hours before, we're of the day of practice and we still don't know if we can use our field. And this is such bureaucracy. It's 8:20. Aaron's heading to Demon here, momentarily. Things are a bit sluggish this morning, so even I was like, oh God, right, we're leaving that little bit early. I gotta get clothes on and stuff, so yeah. I have everything ready to go, and I've had my coffee, I've done my Star Trek, I got that new ship, and blah. I have therapy later today. Kind of a busy day for me, so I'm gonna come home and try to edit the video as fast as possible. Sorry for any mistakes yesterday. So continuing on the watermelon thing from the other day, it was 2 days ago. If I remember editing that, then that was, anyways, yeah, it was Tuesday because we were walking past the fruit stand. Anyways, I looked at Fred Meyer's website. I couldn't find any regular watermelons on their website. And I'm just like, what's wrong? Why can't, you're telling me there's nowhere in America is raising watermelon? We can't import regular watermelons? I mean, they basically come in a container. It's sort of like those pictures of a peeled orange, or the peeled orange that then's put in a plastic case. And you're like, if only they came in a case of their own. Yeah, but yeah, I couldn't find it. And the only thing I could find were mini seedless, which I think are still fairly large, and then seedless, which are a bit ovoid, but with no scale size, even comparison to each other, because they can't put them in the same picture. People get confused as to which one is the mini and which one is the regular, even if one is very objectively smaller. Yeah. Americans are morons. I was watching something and it's like, Americans have lost basic common sense when it comes to the internet, when it comes to safety. Oh yeah, it was the guy joking about, the Dutch still appreciate common sense. They don't really have any fences in between the road and the canal. Was your bike wet? Yep. Well, it's in the wrong place. And just, whereas over in England they have a giant fence and blah, 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 and if you go here, you're gonna drown and die and you need water safety. So I have no idea how big a mini seedless watermelon is. I just know that a regular seedless watermelon is slightly ovoid. Yeah. And I have no idea about their weights because I didn't even list them on the site. I was like, how? This is worse. This is bad. Ooh, just on time. Maybe even slightly early. Nope, on time. All right, just making sure. It's 8:29, so that is the bus he's supposed to be taking. He was looking at apartments yesterday, and he goes, what do you think about this one? I was like, bro, we need to stay in Oost. Now that you have this thing in Demon and all that jazz, we need to stay. We can go a little bit more centrum, maybe closer to Amstel, but I really do not want to be going out to New Vest. No. Well, I guess we can have within a 45-minute commute. Sure. All right. Make sure it's close to transit then, because the cheap apartments are way out in West, Nord. But it's just we don't immediately know where zip codes are off the top of our head. So when they list things via zip codes, it's okay, let's check this out. And I check its location. I'm just like, oh, well, you might as well say you're beachfront property. You're so far west. Okie dokie. Sorry. Should probably give the camera scooby-dooby-doo. So, today has gone that I walked Aaron to the bus, and he got there just on time. And everything was cool. We could leave a little earlier next time. Sorry because the microphone's right there. I think I've showed you guys that before. But there was just a lot of water on the camera. So anyways, and then I walked back down and a larger, more intense rain shower came down while I was on the way to the bakery. And I walked in and I pulled my hood down and my hair did like that. And I was like, Goedemorgen. And the one lady that she's the older one that I talk about. I don't know their names, but if you come and visit and you go to the bakery with me every day for a week, you'll know who I'm talking about eventually. There's 4 ladies. But anyways,
Where's the boy? Whatever. So she just like looks up from like cutting fruit for a smoothie, and she's like, "Okay." I'm like, yeah. And a sap and some and Krentenbollen. And yeah, Aaron wanted the thing with raisins, is what he told me about this morning, so I picked up Krentenbollen. To be fair, raisins is Rosine, but Clinton is really close, and he might be talking about corkball. I'm not sure. Corkball, I believe, does have raisins in it, but it's a lot denser. It's more like a biscuit than a... So then I sit home, do yesterday's video, and then realize, oh, time to go to therapy. Go all the way to therapy. Had like anxiety because I hadn't heard anything from practice. As therapy's ending, because he had to use the bathroom all of a sudden because someone else from another client was in there, so he couldn't use it in between the sessions. Anyways, so I pulled out the phone real quick to check any messages to see anything. Nothing. So I went to Amstercane's, and I was just like, what's the ride situation looking like today? You know, am I Amstel? Am I Rogier? Am I going to Central? Like, where? I'll go anywhere. I got 3 places I can go, and I know how to get there by said time to get me to practice on time so I can do stuff. Marcus then says, unfortunately, gentlemen, I'm sorry to have to report that we will not have practice tonight. Field availability is still being sorted out despite Maurice's and Tim's best efforts. We all know Maurice, and we all know Tim. Tim was a corner last year. He's currently the chairman four-sitter of the Hurricanes. I don't know where he is, but he's like a big guy. Ed is a big guy. Whatever. So yeah, it's 3 o'clock. I still would have probably vlogged something, but there's a link here to a channel that I've been ravaged, just like it's like I hadn't eaten in a long time, and I have watched 20 videos of his today. He puts out a video, not necessarily every day, sometimes more. I've seen a video 3 hours ago, 10 hours ago, 18 hours ago, 1 day ago, because YouTube after a while quits giving you hours and just says days. There's a link there, and one of them is, there's a video of, I don't know what's that one about, Black Man? Because I already watched it. Everything...
Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again.
Spoilers, in case you already know what I'm talking about. And I get it. You don't want to listen to politics? That's fine. But I'll tell you this much. If you're in the States and you just heard that accent and you immediately think, oh, it's a Trump channel, you are. He does very topical stuff. I think he said I'm far from anything right-wing. Although he also states that the current left wing of the United States isn't left at all. They're actually probably a little center-right, which isn't middle-right, that's right of center. So, for those of you who don't quite understand how a spectrum is named, all right. If we want to getting like a two room thing, then maybe we might have like an office and we'll set up a whiteboard and I could do chats, because then we'll have an actual decent location where I could set up a camera, or just get a whole like the old camera that I gave to Willie. That thing worked plugged in. It worked fine. It just needed to stay plugged in because the battery sucked. But, you know, it still recorded. It's still, you know, all that stuff. And I think he uses it sometimes. We'll just say this is left and this is right, because that's what it is on the camera. Like, so, nothing implied by this. American right wing is about here. It's what you'd expect. You know, that would be like, here's the center, it's close to the center. So then you have middle right. Democrats, which everyone thinks are here, are actually here. They're center. They're right of center, center right. And that Bernie and Warren and all that stuff are here. They are center left. It's when people say radical leftists, this does not exist in the United States. The most leftist procedure things that people talk about in the United States exist here. Slightly left of center. But they make it sound like it's here. Because where the Republican Party is supposed to be, and where the Democrat Party is, and where most people in the Republican Party think they are, when all you're dealing with is this, it's understandable that here is, you're only dealing with this, not the whole spectrum, just this. It is easy to see how this is far left, because the middle is no longer the middle. That was a really terrible explanation with a pen, salt, pepper, and a ladle. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to record anything more today. There's no practice. So I've just been bleh. I'm probably going to go swimming so I can get some cardio. It's another one of those, is it going to rain or not? I don't know. Yeah, so that's what is going on. I don't know, like, I literally, I hope you guys give a bit of the channel a watch. The one thing I've gotten and taken away from this channel is the fact that people like him can definitively bring a person from where they are in the political spectrum to realize you're all the same. This is not including my European friends unless you happen to have an extensive background in the United States. Being from Portland and knowing a lot of Northerners, this accent says one thing to you.
Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. Promise I'm not going to make a habit of this, but I've got to respond to an op-ed.
You think one thing. So you need to break out of your thing. If you hear that, he didn't say anything there controversial, other than he tries not to respond to op-eds because they're opinions. You could literally write an op-ed about the sky being green as the frog's back. To be fair, there's little amounts of space on a newspaper, but an op-ed can be posted online, and there is an infinite number of space on there. My little tidbit, take op-eds as they are.